through your comments. We're going to go back to the sheet. The remaining individuals have signed to speak against the bill. Anthony Roulette. If you would have a seat, state your name, who you represent, and you may make your comments.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Let me first off say that I do appreciate the efforts from Representative Ballinger and Senator Dismay in trying to come to an agreement that NRA could probably not support, but at least be neutral. Unfortunately, we don't feel that we got there. The amendment that we've looked at has a number of problems that we, when I say we've got a staff of attorneys whose sole job is to look at fire-related legislation and make sure that it protects the rights of our constituents, our members in Arkansas and elsewhere. Specifically, the areas of concern are that the reference to the firearm-sensitive areas, in our opinion, is too broad and could encompass more areas than what is intended. We really need to see that language tightened up. The security measures that they refer to, or that are referred to in the legislation that deal with the athletic events, not specific enough in our opinion. There's no mention of minimum measures. There's no mention of using armed guards as far as ensuring the safety of those coming to the events. When we look at something as taking an area where you're going to prohibit law-abiding citizens from being able to carry firearms for their personal protection, you need to make sure that you've also taken the required steps to ensure that the non-law-abiding, the criminal element, are guaranteed not to be carrying weapons and firearms and such as that into those areas. We just don't think those standards are met with what is described as security measures in the legislation. We know that the security plans are going to be submitted and approved by the state police, but the problem is we don't know what exactly is going to go into that decision-making process. There's apparently no public disclosure about the decision process by the state police, which is a concern to us. The definition of the athletic events still is vague in our opinion, and vague enough to the point where it creates concerns that parking areas may be affected. That is one area where we're actually concerned enough because it moves things backwards. Currently under Arkansas law, any concealed carry permit holder may store a firearm in their vehicle in a public parking lot on public college and university grounds. Our concern is that with the language in this amendment, as well as in the original legislation, the definitions are not precise enough to ensure that those parking lot exemptions remain. And the parking facilities associated with the athletic events could be, in our estimation, interpreted to be no carry areas and firearm prohibited areas. That is a big problem for us because, again, that moves things not just adjusting 1249, but backwards from existing law. That is a huge issue for us. It also covers, with regard to 1249, the potential interpretation that adjacent buildings or grounds to the athletic events would also be deemed as no carry areas, and there is no duration limit on the ban. It's not clearly tied to the actual athletic events that one's trying to ensure safety at, so we don't know exactly how long these bans would be enforced, if they would just be permanent. It's all a matter of interpretation. When it gets down to it, as we like to say, the devil's in the details, and we always look to trying to make sure that the language is as precise as possible. And in our opinion, this just doesn't meet that standard, and so we remain opposed to it, very strongly opposed to the Ballinger Amendment, although again, we do appreciate his efforts to try to get us to a point where we can not hold this position, but nonetheless, we remain strongly opposed. And this is, not in our opinion, this is a critical issue for us and is a critical vote on this language. So we strongly encourage you to vote against this. Happy to take any questions that you may have.